I know, I need, hello, club. Hello, club. Thank you. Hello, club. What would I do without Michael Breck reminding me? Just ring the bell. It's part of starting the meeting. Thank you, Jesse. Welcome to the Oakland Rotary Club. Hello, club. Shh. Here we go. It's a very, very busy meeting. Let's get this show on the road. We are the third oldest Rotary Club in the world. 42,000 Rotary clubs, 200 countries, and we almost started it. Zoomers, who's here? Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Linda. Who else do we have? I can't read those little... I don't know. Well, anyway, welcome, welcome, people on hybrid. Hello, club. Let's go. Is everybody checked in on your social media? Please let everybody know you're at the coolest lunch in town. And can we please welcome our guests of Rotarians? Does anybody have a guest? Do we have a mic, Mr. Hello, good to see you, my dear Carrie. Over here, Carrie has a guest.
Stand up, will you? Where's the supplement?
So you always have to have a guest so you can get a hug from Jason. I'm Carrie Bukevich. I'm the Executive Director at the Peabody Space Children's Choir. Looking forward to meeting you and talking Chicago. My guests today are Susanna Sitomer and Tom Gregory from the Harmony Project, and an absolutely wonderful organization that I love to see and partner with Arts in Oakland.
Wonderful, welcome. Any other guests? Carrie has a guest.
Carrie has a guest. I'm going to Carrie right now.
So I want to introduce
Mike?
I want to introduce Luke Wayan, who is my fellow campaign worker right now, my partner, and he's also the son of the magnificent Teresa Wayan.
Nice to see you again, Luke.
Oh, I'm Carrie Hamill.
Right on. Who's next? Go.
Good afternoon.
I got a lot of... Oh, sorry.
I'm Casey Farmer, soon to be inducted. I've already brought a guest. I brought my mom, Michelle Himmelberg.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you, Casey.
Oh, we got Karen Friedman wants to say something.
Karen.
I have a guest. I also have a pizza. My guest is Kim Olson. She's director of I'm Karen Friedman, yes, with my pizza. And my guest is Kim Olson. She's director of advocacy for SOS Meals on Wheels.
Thank you. Welcome, Kim. And Kim was also at our Boca Nova event. And thank you, Karen, for following up with guests of the Boca Nova event.
Alida Scola has a guest.
Alida.
She's just busy getting pizza.
Hi, my name is Alida, and I frame pictures. Don't forget, Grand Avenue, 3646. Okay, my guest is Jacob Pesa. Please help me welcome him. He's from Wannago. He's from Wannago Web Design. It is a result-oriented website solution provider focused on providing a solid return on your investment. Go get him.
Good job. Hey, Jacob.
Thank you. Welcome. Any other guests today? We have a visiting Rotarian who's probably visiting from the farthest point ever visiting this club in life. And I'm so grateful to welcome Rajesh from Singapore.
This is exciting.
I have a flag for you.
Did you bring one? Go ahead.
I said I was just there for our Rotary International Convention was in Singapore, and that's the farthest I've ever gone, so I am grateful. Picture. Here we go. Oops. I'll trade. And then
Now look at me holding them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot of chin. Hold on. Can I take a picture of my phone too? this is yours. Let me take a picture with my phone because we're going to need it for the meeting.
We're going to lose the audience here.
Shh! We're taking a picture of Rajesh. Come on, you guys. Be cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 seconds.
That was a wonderful country, and it's so wonderful to have somebody from that club. I'm so grateful. It's a cool flag, too. Okay, now it's time for our thought for the day, and we have Randy Arnold here to have a thought for today. Good to see you, Randy.
Thank you so much. And the thought for the day is a bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Maya Angelou. And to stay in the bird theme, I'd like to invite you to join Greg and I birding for fall migrants at Upper San Leandro Reservoir on Saturday, November 2nd. It's an easy, mostly flat 2-mile route. Afterwards, we can meet at the Canyon Club Brewery for a burger and a brew. You can find the details on the flyers on your tables, and we can all be bird brains together. So thank you.
Birding and beer. What an awesome opportunity. All right, we have, this is another annual business moment. Dudley has a ballot on your table he'll tell you all about. Dudley, past President Dudley.
Thank you, President Shannon. Today we are voting for the nominating committee. And the nominating committee will meet and select and make recommendations for the open board of director chairs and our president-elect nominee. That will be shared with you at the end of November, and then the official vote will be taken at the annual meeting, which is the second meeting in December. On your table, last week we had everybody that was eligible to be on the nominating committee, we selected. I believe there's 13 people. Those ballots are on your table. Each of you who are members of the club have 7 votes. You can distribute those votes however you want to. You can vote all 7 votes for one person, you can do a 4 and 3, or you can do a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So please, there's pens and ballots there. Some of my folks will be picking up the ballots here. For those of you that are online, there is a ballot there, and Peter just shared with me, Peter, make sure I say this correct, there is a text box by it online, and you can vote in that text box, and you also can distribute your votes as you want to. Please do your voting in the next couple of minutes, and we will come around, pick up those votes, and so there will be 7 people on the nominating committee, along with 3 most recent past presidents, and the oldest of the past presidents, which is me, will be the chair of the nominating committee this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dudley. And if you want anybody on that nominating committee to be president, don't vote for them because they will not be eligible if they're on the nominating committee. Okay, here's your vote. That's for later. All right. Do you love my scarf? Do you love my bike shirt? Do you know what today is? Hold on. The magic of Rotary is big ideas and big execution. Today is actually International End Polio Day. Who would think that some Rotarians are sitting around a table thinking, what should we do? Hi, Alex. What should we do? Well, let's wipe out a crippling disease around the world. How about it? We are, can we see that video? Is it
video, you ready for it?
Let's do the video. Take a look, everybody.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Of uncertainty.
To making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close. If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
My mom had polio. She survived. We're this close. When I joined Rotary, Jack McAvoy was promoting a pledge campaign. And I was literally 26 years old and shocked that Rotary was willing to take on ending a worldwide unbelievable disease. And, Joe, have you ever worn that vest before?
I have, Shannon. I'm not as styling as your scarf there.
Well, you look pretty dapper.
But this is kind of a work vest. I happened to go on a National Immunization Day to India. First we visited a hospital where they came up with new surgeries to allow people that were crippled by polio, and as Shannon said, it's a crippling disease, to now have mobility. And I might back up a little bit because there are a number of people in this room may not really know what polio is all about. It was a crippling disease that mainly affects children under the age of 5.
And it still is.
And it still is. So when I was when I went on this National Immunization Day, I went to a Muslim community in Mewat.
I'll come back.
And in Mewat, Rotary had been there many, many, many times, but it was a totally different world. We're talking dung mud huts, huge commotion. What's the commotion about? The big problem is to get the water buffalo out of the river because it's wash day. But I was totally impressed by volunteers that were locals, because Rotary had been coming so long, that were now healthcare providers. I was a Rotarian when almost 39 years ago, Rotary stepped up, as Shannon said, to do something huge, eradicate polio from the entire world. Since that time, we have reduced the cases of polio by 99%, and it's now down to just 2 countries. So in Mewat, they now provide vaccines for more than just polio. They have records for their children and get numerous inoculations for various vaccines. I was touched in a way that's very hard to describe. So polio is changing the world, and you guys are all part of that. Today is World Polio Day. I went online and made a small donation through the Rotary Foundation. It costs about $3, average cost $3 to immunize a child. So a $30 donation, I think I'm getting tapped on the shoulder, $30 donation will protect 10 children. So I'm hoping that you guys will consider being part of this worldwide program, because we are going to eliminate polio in the world. And what are we, Shannon?
What are we, everybody? We are this close. We are this close. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
and thank you for traveling all the way to India to inoculate children. Ed Jelen went also on this to Ghana. Ed Jelen went to Ghana. Barbara Berry went. We had, I think, 4 Rotarians. Anybody? Who else? Anyway, it's breathtaking. The only reason polio is still in the world is because of war. It's kind of hard to inoculate kids when people are killing each other. So those are the only places that are still affected. I did say hi to our folks on Zoom. You missed that. Okay, awesome. And the pictures were of Joe and his wife, and it's just amazing. Okay, so we're time for some more magic, which is inviting new Rotarians, new people to join our Rotary Club. We have 2 new members, and because I haven't instructed this that well in the past, we're going to have both of their sponsors give their 3 interesting facts, and then we're going to welcome them both together. So Keith Riarty, who do you have for us today?
President Shannon, fellow Rotarians and guests, today I have the pleasure of introducing Casey Farmer as our newest Oakland Rotarian. Casey has had a lifetime commitment to Oakland and Alameda County. She began that commitment as a special education teacher in the Oakland Unified School District. For 7 years, she led a Girl Scout troop in the Fruitvale neighborhood, then working for several elected officials. Her commitment to the environmental issues began as an elementary school student. Today, Casey is a consultant on numerous governmental and nonprofit projects, and she is a mom of 4.5-year-old twins, Amaya and Jaden. 2 interesting facts about Casey. One, a life-changing event was reading State Senator Nancy Skinner's book entitled 50 Simple Things Kids Can Do to Change the Earth. And she was the environmental club president of her elementary school, her high school, and college. Yes. President Shannon, fellow Rotarians and guests, please welcome Casey Farmer as our newest Oakland Rotarian.
Alex Kafka will be sponsoring our next guest, our next new member. Here we go. Now, you get to be the newest member.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I am delighted to introduce a neighbor of mine, Jay Connor. But first, a little context about Jay. He and his wife moved to Oakland in 1994, and they were attracted by its diversity and of course, its natural beauty, and also its promise. And that's what continues to keep him and his wife here with their architectural practice today. In that 30 years that he's been here, he went and got a master's degree in architecture from Cal, so go Bears. We've got lots of Cal graduates here. His kids all went to Oakland Public Schools, and he started an architectural practice with his wife that is literally my neighbor across the hall and just 1 block away from our Rotary Meeting Hall here in Oakland, here in downtown. 3 interesting facts about Jay. He already has an Interact student mentorship idea and program already fleshed out, so whoever our Interact program lead is this year, go see Jay right away. He's got a lot of energy and ideas to share. Another interesting fact, he loves birds of paradise, that big, beautiful plant. And last but not least, he's got a favorite quote, and you should make sure to go ask him about it, and that is, be curious, but not judgmental. So ask him where that came from or why that's important to him. I'd like you to all join me in welcoming our newest member, Jay Connor, to Oakland Rotary.
Yay, magic. We have gifts for our new members. You have your fancy badge and your cute little pins. It's part of our thing. We have a roster. We have some information. We have an amazing book that one of our Rotarians wrote about the first 100 years of the Oakland Rotary Club, which is a treasure. So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you so much. Yay. Okay. Next, it is election year. We are non-political, non-religious, but we do like to have some fun. And so this is a bipartisan skit by our incredible Brooke Pear.
Thank you, President Shannon. Well, hi, Gabe. I understand presidential elections coming up this fall.
Yes, we will be selecting a president-elect of the Oakland Rotary Club in December.
Well, actually, I was thinking of the U.S. presidential election. Did you know that the United States has a history of campaign songs going all the way back to Andrew Jackson?
Some candidates commissioned original songs for their campaigns, but others just rewrote the lyrics to popular songs of the time.
Well, many of these songs portrayed their candidates as heroes and painted their opponents as villains.
guess that approach hasn't changed over the years.
Well, in the early 20th century, campaign music moved from folk songs to popular show tunes. Let's listen to Franklin Roosevelt's song, Happy Days Are Here Again.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are here again. Let us sing a song.
Doesn't sound familiar. All right. Maybe we can hum a few bars. Peter, you want to give it another try, or should we move on? Okay, we're hanging on. Thank you, Jack, for that suggestion.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. Let us sing a song of cheer.
All right, we did it. All right, let's move on. John Kennedy's campaign used a popular 1959 song, High Hopes. And let's see if anybody recognizes the...
Everyone is voting for Jack, 'cause he's got what all the rest lack. Everyone wants to back Jack. Jack is on the right track.
All right, Shannon, who was that? Well, the answer, Frank Sinatra. Yes, exactly.
Lyndon Johnson campaigned with the Broadway hit Hello Dolly, rewritten as Hello Lyndon.
Well, by the way, Gabe, that was performed by your great aunt Carol Channing. Let's take a look at you and great aunt Carol in 1981. And just in case he's picking out Gabe, he's the little guy. And who could forget Richard Nixon's campaign song, Nixon Now?
Reality, more than ever, Nixon now for you and me. Nixon now, Nixon now, he's made the difference, he's shown us how.
It's a real toe tapper.
I think we have time for one more song. How about a song from the Reagan campaign, California, Here I Come?
California, here we come, back where Reagan started from. Our Ronnie can do it, he's got the knack. He's strong and he's steady, good times will be coming back. California, here we come, play the fife and beat the drum.
Well, thank you. I think that's all the time we have. Shannon, could you schedule us for another presentation prior to the 2028 campaign? We can share such classics as Tippy Canoe and Tyler 2, Harding, You're the Man for Us, and Keep Cool and Keep Coolidge. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Michael. So now we have a trip that we should all consider going to. And Gabe, thank you, Gabe. So much, Gabe, thank you. Thank you so much. That was awesome. A trip, there are many trips we take in Rotary, and this is one trip that our World Community Service Committee really has fun at. So take a listen.
You can't get rid of me. Well, Karen, Yes, I think I've seen that before. Karen, I'm starting to get excited about our third Rotary trip to Medellin, Colombia, on March 13th through the 21st of next year.
So am I. We already have many people on our list, including a few repeat travelers.
Well, that's great, but we have room for more club members and guests to join us. The most rewarding part of this trip is the opportunity to do hands-on service in Colombia.
I agree, Mike. We will be performing eye exams for children, participating in a walk to raise funds for disabled children and adults, and visiting children in a hospital.
Will we be able to meet Rotarians in Medellin?
Many, many Rotarians. There are 12 Rotary clubs in the Medellin area, and they plan to extend their hospitality to all of us.
Well, this is getting better and better. Will we have time to explore Medellin?
Absolutely. Medellin is known for its beautiful weather, kind of like Oakland, great food, museums, parks, and shopping. We will even have time for some salsa dancing, which is not to be missed.
Our itinerary includes visits to 2 towns that are among the most beautiful in Colombia.
And our group has been invited back to have paella and sangria at our Rotarian host, lovely Finca, which is a country home.
We'll be staying at the Hotel Poblado Plaza, which is located near shopping, restaurants, and visitor attractions.
And we also have arranged for an optional post-trip visit to Cartagena, Colombia for some beach time and a visit to the UNESCO World Heritage Old City.
So how much will all this cost, Karen?
Oh, it's really modest. It's really not much at all. Prices in Colombia are extremely reasonable. The estimated cost for hotel, many meals, ground transportation, and tours is around $1,450 per person for a double, or $2,065 for a single. And then, of course, you have the airfare on top of that.
All you need to do is sign up. To sign up is fill out one of the sign-up sheets on your tables, return it to Karen. We'll also be sending an email reminder to everybody along with another sign-up form.
Well, will the group be getting together before the trip to do some planning?
Well, we will indeed. We'll probably have a meeting in December to review the itinerary and share some packing and travel suggestions and maybe sample some aguardiente, the national drink of Colombia.
Are we done? Don't forget, the trip is March 13th through the 21st. I just want to say this is the 3rd time we've been there, and the other 2 times we've had an amazing time. So I encourage you all to consider it.
Thank you. And I'm looking for a president for that week so I can go. So anybody that wants this job for that particular week, I think that would be amazing. So Medellin, Colombia is supposed to be really, really fantastic. Change your life fantastic. So we have a 3-minute introduction. So after you get your red badge down there and you get involved and get used to Rotary and join a few committees, you get to tell us 3 minutes about yourself. So please welcome Jim Wambach. And I spelled your name wrong, and I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey, everybody. It really is great to be here and be a part of this this club with its amazing history of service. So I understand you want about 15 minutes or so about me. So here goes. So I'm originally from the Midwest, from Cincinnati, and I went to school at the Ohio State University. My wife, Sophia, is a Cal Bear. And one of my amazing 4 children, they all went to great schools, but one of them had the audacity to attend the University of Michigan. Yeah, exactly. So, football season challenges aside, I'm really blessed. My kids have also made me a grandpa of 6 fantastic grandchildren, which is just absolutely wonderful. You can feel free to call me Pa if you'd like. So a little bit more serious. I'm a bit of a late bloomer in terms of community service. My service to the community started about 15 years ago when I made a decision to change course from a 35-year career in the high-tech industry. I was very involved, as most of us were, in the high-tech industry. And I was involved with sales and marketing for several early-stage software companies that were pretty small at the time. One was Oracle, and the other was Sybase. So this is 40 years back. I'm not sure how that happened. So going way, way back. High tech was really a great time for me. It was really special, a great way for me to get the money I needed for my family and all of those things. But it was also pretty much my entire life. So I left it a bit early because I had a somewhat unexplainable, at the time, growing need to seek ways to give back to the community instead of just fly over the community. Once I made that decision, the more I served, the more I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing with the next chapter of my life. It was very, very special and revealing for me. So for the last 7 years, I've had the privilege of being the executive director of an Oakland education nonprofit called Children Rising. And we work with second and third grade kids growing up in our lowest income neighborhoods. And these kids are struggling mightily to learn. Some of you that are familiar with what I'm talking about know exactly how many struggles they actually go through. Most of them have kindergarten level reading and math skills, and they are in second and third grade. So these are 8 and 9-year-old kids that don't know the sounds of the letters of the alphabet. They don't know how to count in a lot of cases. So, but with the help of hundreds of volunteer tutors, most catch up to grade level and regain their self-confidence, which is everything. And they have a much fairer chance of success in school and in life from that point on. So it's a very, very special mission, as so many nonprofit missions are. So like many of you here in Rotary, I've learned firsthand that there are so many of our children and youth who are at a personal crossroad of promise and risk, and they are smart, eager to learn kids and capable. They just need a helping hand to escape the cycle of poverty and all the other challenges that are surrounding them. So I'm grateful for the opportunity I've been given at this stage of my life to work with those kids and their families. It's just been a privilege. And I'm really excited about contributing in some fashion to the amazing work all of you are doing. It's special, special.
I owe him a blue badge, so I'm sorry, I'm going to get you that blue badge. Thank you, Jim. So nice to get to know you. I'm going to go ahead and move on, and we'll make a couple announcements at the end. And I'd like to have us all take a breath, all that Rotary business and all those good vibes, and absolutely with warm heart welcome our speaker today. Mieko would like to introduce our amazing new Oakland power.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Mieko Hatano. I am a Rotarian as well as CEO of the Oakland Symphony. Thank you, President Shannon, as well as Rotarian and Oakland Symphony Board member Robert Kidd for organizing this presentation, as well as Rotary Night at the Symphony, November 8th at 8 p.m. It's a Friday night, so make your plans. You should have already received, I think, a discount code via email, but I think that'll get sent out one more time to you all, so keep looking for that in your email. And then also leading into that concert, we do have another free activity, which is a film screening at the New Parkway Theater on Sunday, November 3rd, of the documentary by Spike Lee called 4 Little Girls. And this is to kind of give additional context to the upcoming concert on November 8th as we do a West Coast premiere of a new commission that Oakland Symphony has been involved with. And our guest speaker will tell you a little bit more about that when he takes the podium. We are now at an apex moment of a brand new era. 3 years in the making. During a 2.5-year search, our 10-person committee of community members and musicians scoured the earth for a talented conductor and programmer who could become Oakland's music director. Kedrick Armstrong grew up in Georgetown, South Carolina, where his fascination with music began as a toddler. He received degrees from Wheaton College and University of Colorado Boulder. As a conductor, Kedrick recently debuted at the Lyric Opera of Chicago, where he premiered the new opera, The Factotum. And actually, Kev Choice and I, who is an Oakland Symphony Board member, we actually went to Chicago as we were scouring the earth to see different conductors, and actually got to see him in action there. We were absolutely struck by the show and his command over it. He's currently the creative partner and principal conductor of the Knox-Galesburg Symphony, and will debut with members of the Chicago Symphony later this month. Washington Post named him as one of 22 of 2022 composers and performers to watch. Kedrick uses his voice and platform as a Black conductor to advocate for classical music's performance, publication, and preservation of minority voices. It is my great pleasure to introduce you to our newest neighbor, lives right down the street here in Oakland, Oakland Symphony's new music director, Kedrick Armstrong.
Thank you so much, Mieko, for that warm introduction. Thank you so much, President Shannon, and to the entire Rotary Club for having me here. It has been such a thrill and honor to be in Oakland. I live right on Broadway, right up the street, and so I walked over here today, being able to be in this community, to get to know this community, to lead this phenomenal orchestra has been such a thrill. I signed the contract in April and moved here in August, so it has been quite a new experience, but an experience filled with so much love and so much joy. I want to tell a story really quickly, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about my vision for the orchestra moving forward, sort of in the short term and long term, and also give you some highlights at our season this year and some things that I'm personally really looking forward to. I grew up, as Mieko said, in Georgetown, South Carolina, an only child, and from a very athletic family. There were no musicians in my family. I'm the only musician. And in 5th grade, I never really knew that conducting was something that I wanted to do. It was never really the dream. But in 5th grade, I knew that I wanted to give a gift to my 5th grade teachers at that time. And so me and my mother rearranged the words to a Celine Dion song called Because You Love Me. Those of you who know it, know it. And we changed the words to Because You Helped Me. And me and my mother worked nights rewriting these lyrics. And to my surprise, my 5th grade music teacher let me, a 5th grader, rehearse the 5th grade class in this song. I sat behind the piano and I put the song together. I rehearsed with the soloist. My teacher went into her office and was doing office work. And for me at that time, it was never really about being in charge or about being the leader or about having power. It was about facilitating the music making process. It was about being a guardian of unity. It was about getting my friends together to do something that we all loved so much, music, singing, and giving something back to the people who had given us so much. This has been something that has been a guiding principle for me as a conductor, as a musician, as a human throughout my life, and something that I am so thrilled to be able to do in Oakland, to be able to do this work. So a little bit about sort of what I've been thinking about in the work with the Oakland Symphony. My first trip to Oakland was in the summer of 2022. I was in the middle of my master's degree and had no really idea what the future would hold for me. And I came out to Oakland to do a concert in front of City Hall with the orchestra. My first time in Oakland, my first time with the orchestra. And the love and the warmth and the welcome that I received, not only from the orchestra and the staff, but from the audience, from the community, from the people in Oakland, led me to feel this sense of belonging that I had never felt from a cold visit to a city. And so this has guided me as I've thought about planning and visioning for our orchestra in the future. And just a couple of things that have been really important to me. The Oakland Symphony has an incredible history and legacy of innovative programming. One of the first concerts I did here was a family concert working with the Ronald McDonald House, and the concert had everything from Brahms and Mozart to Baby Shark and MC Hammer. This diversity of music was something that was very at home with this orchestra, and it's something that is very inspiring to me. Expanding our repertoire, expanding the music that we play on our stage is something that is extremely important to me. Bringing underrepresented voices. My master's research was specifically studying the music of black female composers in classical music, women who for centuries, for decades have been left out of the conversation of classical music, and how do we bring their music to the stage? What are other communities, what are other cultures that are not represented in classical music, whose music needs to be told, whose stories need to be told on our stage, and how can we make space for that? How many of you came to our opening concert this past weekend? Fantastic, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for being there. That opening concert featured an amazing collaboration with Living Jazz, a local jazz organization, education and music organization in our community. Being able to work with partnering arts organizations is also a part of expanding our repertoire. We commissioned 3 jazz composers who had never written for the orchestra before. Imagine it, you spend your life working with your combo of 5 or 6 musicians, you're in the groove, you know how to make it work, and someone hands you a professional orchestra of 72 musicians. How do you write for this massive group of players and also bring your culture and bring your music and your authentic sound to that? And we were able to work with 3 phenomenal different jazz composers coming from 3 different jazz backgrounds to bring their life, to bring their culture, to bring their music to the stage. A part of living in Oakland, being in Oakland for me, is having these conversations with different arts organizations, different arts leaders, different community partners, different artists in our city to figure out who needs to be on our stage, whose story needs to be told, and how does that story relate to the music that we love, the music of Beethoven, the music of Brahms, the music of Mozart, these sort of classic pieces. So expanding our repertoire and also expanding how we partner with our community members, our community leaders. Educational access and aid. I am a product of public school education. I spent all of my years in middle school, high school, elementary school, going to public schools, and I would not be here standing in front of you if it wasn't for public music school teachers pouring into my life and investing into me, if it wasn't for partnering organizations coming alongside of my public music teachers and providing that. I was so impressed learning about the Oakland Symphony's robust educational feat, the many things from Muse to Vivo, our sort of feeder programs in elementary and middle schools, to our fantastic youth orchestra, and even learning about the amazing partners who are working alongside of our music teachers in Oakland. I want to be able to give back. I know many of you look at me and see a very young conductor, a very young person standing in front of you. I've had the pleasure to go and visit some of our schools so far and to spend time with some of the students in these classrooms and to see their passion not only for music, but their passion for Oakland is so palpable. Their dreams, their visions, and their intellect. You know, they teach me as much about music as I hope to teach them, having conversations about their favorite pop artists and the music that inspires them, and trying to figure out how to link that to the unique thing that we do on our stage to bring them in. One of my biggest passions is not only bringing students into the orchestra, yes, it's fantastic to bust them into concerts, but to give them actual opportunities to engage, to work, to collaborate, to find themselves and see themselves in the music making process. No matter if they believe they're amateurs and have never played music and have never studied music before, music is a part of all of our lives. So finding ways to partner with our education team, our educators in Oakland, and to give those opportunities is something that's a huge passion of mine. Oakland is phenomenal. Oakland is amazing, and this is something that I had to learn in my time getting to know the city. We all are familiar with the sort of doom and gloom narrative that overhangs Oakland, but I, in my experience, experienced the beauty, the tenacity, the richness of the culture here in Oakland. It is my goal and my passion for everyone to know how phenomenal the Oakland Symphony is and how much of a gem you have here in Oakland. Exactly. One of the greatest experiences that I've had living, like I said, on Broadway and going to local shops and, introducing myself to people is, the very shy thing that I say, oh yeah, I work for a little music organization up the street. And once I finally tell people that I'm the music director of the Oakland Symphony, their eyes widen like they've met a celebrity, and I feel special, but they're interested in this thing that many of them don't know, right? We have so many people in Oakland who love music but don't know about the Oakland Symphony. Why is that? That is a question that I'm beginning to ask people directly as I meet them on the streets and inviting them to our concerts, inviting them to the Paramount. But not only that, one of the most exciting projects for me in my early time here in Oakland is that the Oakland Symphony will be doing its first ever commercial recording project. Exactly. And this is an effort to not only sort of preach the mission and preach the gloriousness of the Oakland Symphony here in Oakland, but so that everyone across the world knows what a glorious organization we have here in Oakland. And not only the glory of Oakland Symphony, but the beauty of Oakland as a city. This recording project is going to be a 4-year-long recording project. We're working with 7 different living Black composers who make up this collective called the Blacknificent Seven, and we have commissioned all of them to write pieces for Oakland. One of the highlights that will be coming in an upcoming season is an oratorio based on the life and poetry of Tupac Shakur, someone who has very deep ties to Oakland and who I believe will bring appeal to people who love classical music and to people outside of classical music. There's so many amazing things coming up this season as I look over, we just had our opening concert this past Friday, which was so special for me and for our community. As Mieko said, we have a Rotary night at the Symphony. Our first recording will be this piece, Two Black Churches, by Sean Opebolo, who was actually one of my professors at Wheaton College. So it's also a special thing to be able to bring Sean here to Oakland and to do the West Coast premiere of this fantastic piece. Some other things to give you some highlights to look forward to this season. In March, we will be doing a special side-by-side performance with our youth orchestra. So all of the members of our youth orchestra will be joining on stage with our professional orchestra to perform a piece by Gabriella Lena Frank, a local Bay Area composer who is an absolute beast in the field. So we're really looking forward to that collaboration between our youth orchestra and our professional orchestra. Again, we will continue this recording project in May with another piece by Carlos Simon, a piece about the life of Paul Robeson. Those of you who were at our concert this past February saw the premiere of that. And last but not least, we end the season in June with a little piece by Beethoven, the fantastic Ninth Symphony, the Ode to Joy by Beethoven, one of the classics of the repertoire. So being able to bring new repertoire, new commissions, recording projects, but also have our standards like Beethoven and Brahms, being able to draw those bridges and cross those bridges for our audiences, I am thrilled. I wake up every morning pinching myself that I truly have a dream job in a dream city with a dream orchestra. Thank you all so much for allowing me to come here. It's been a pleasure.
How about that? That's pretty sweet. Look at this. They already got somebody bell ringing.
Wow.
It's exciting, right? Come on. You see why? Good job, Miyoki.
Wow.
We all have questions. What's going to happen?
Wait a minute. I see a bell ringer.
Let's go.
You know what a bell ringer is? It is a $100 contribution to our Oakland Rotary Endowment. And Ruth would like to ring the bell.
I would, and just a quick word. You know, the year I grew up in Sacramento, California, and the year my mother passed away, she made a special bequest to the Sacramento Symphony, and we had no active symphony in the state capital of the world, of the 5th largest economy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very heartened to see Oakland Symphony find its boots, pull up its straps, and start again with such an inspirational leader. Welcome to Oakland, Kendrick.
Welcome.
Wow.
Joe Grolka. Now you're raising money for us, baby.
I'd like to ring the bell for the Oakland Symphony. What an honor it is to have every performance opened by an Oakland Rotarian, Mayoko.
Thank you.
And Kendrick, what a pleasure and joy to have you with us with your positive vision, uplifting for the Oakland Symphony and for the city of Oakland. Welcome.
Wow, great. Thank you, Joe. All right, I would like to tell you that as a gift to our speakers, and we've already talked a lot about polio, but we are making a contribution in your name to the End Polio campaign. So that is our gift to you, and we are so happy to have you, as you can tell. And, I should have rang the bell
Ring the bell twice. Thanks, Tom.
Sorry, thank you.
Also,
Thank
we have
God
time for questions, or we're not going to do questions?
we have some time for questions, for sure.
There's an online question.
There's
we got another one. Hold on,
look
Seth
who's
Butler.
here.
Just Seth Butler.
Another bell ringer, Seth Butler. You know this guy? Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Seth.
You should know
Another
that
one, Isaac.
Oh, Isaac.
Ooh, thank you, sir.
I will take a moment to say something. Again,
Good.
I want
We
to
have a
echo
lot
the
of time.
welcome. My name is Isaac Koss-Reed. I have the honor of serving on the board of Rotary this year. And I loved your story, all the aspects of it. I started as a classical pianist and then became a dancer, which is how I met my wife, who's from Guatemala. And I would love to hear about, Oakland has an incredibly rich and diverse Latino community, and of course music is ringing out in the streets in that culture. And I'd love to hear about collaborations that you might have, be even just conceptually dreaming of, or maybe that you have planned with that community.
Yeah, so collaborations, a lot of the work that I do and have been doing in my past, has been focused a lot around black music and black composers. But part of the thing that I love about Oakland, I like to consider myself a very curious person. And Oakland has so much as far as cultural diversity, so much music, so much going on. And so I've already started to have conversations internally with our staff about making connections into other musical and artistic sort of cultures and communities to find ways of partnering. I always try to leave space in my programming, in my thoughts, in my dreams for listening, It's very easy when you come into a job like this to bring all of your vision and all of your plans. I had notebooks and notebooks of things that I could do, but it took a lot of sort of patience on my end to say, no, there's a lot about Oakland that I don't know, and there's a lot about the people of Oakland that I don't know, and I need to leave space in sort of my dreams and in my plan to hear those visions and to hear other sort of input from other people. So it's something that I am definitely really passionate about and trying to find a way to do moving forward. So thank you so much for that.
We have a question online. Will the Oakland Symphony collaborate with new Monterey Jazz Festival Artistic Director Darren Atwater?
I would absolutely love to. I was looking at the lineup from the Monterey Jazz Festival this past season and was so bummed that I couldn't go because I had another concert obligation. But absolutely, a lot of our jazz festivals and even the festival scene throughout the Bay Area is so rich. And so we are also trying to think, what are the ways that we, get people into the Paramount to see the Oakland Symphony, but what are the ways that we get the Oakland Symphony outside of the Paramount, out of Oakland, and into the other parts of the Bay and in California. So that is definitely a partnership that we're looking into as well.
Time for another question. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, my only, Casey has a question too, but you play piano, you said, but what other instruments do you play? What's your favorite thing to play? Do you miss not being in the orchestra itself?
as a player?
Yeah, so I grew up I started as a pianist. I was telling my team recently, I got my first full-time job as a church pianist when I was maybe 12 or 13. But clarinet was actually the instrument that took me through college and through high school and that I truly studied. But being a gospel pianist was sort of my roots and my origin, and so it's the thing that I truly do miss the most, being able to sort of jam out in that sort of intimate setting. But I don't complain because I get to jam out with the 72 musicians of the Oakland Symphony, so I think it's a good trade-off. Oh, amazing.
Thank you. I want to ring the bell in honor of Michael Morgan. I think it's important to bring him into this space. What incredible legacy he gave us as the previous director, and he left us too soon, but we are very lucky, and I think it's so exciting to have your energy and your vision, and my favorite concert is the holiday concert, so I'll be there with my family. Thank you.
Awesome. Are you going to be here? Can you stay for a few minutes for people to... If you'd like a selfie with this guy in front of the Rotary backdrop, we'd really appreciate you not only taking the picture, but posting what fabulous speaker we have. Michael Malone.
Okay, hypothetical. Hard-hitting question here. You're stuck on a desert island, and you have only one piece of classical music you can, during your stay on the desert island, you can play. What would that be?
Oh, gosh. One piece of classical music for a desert island. Okay. I'll just give the answer that came top of mind. Bach's St. Matthew Passion. It's a piece that I discovered in my undergraduate degree. Bach is one of my favorite composers. He is the composer that I ascribe the title genius to, but not because, of his prolific writing, sure that's it, but because at the end of the day, Bach was a church musician. He had a very functional job, that he had to deliver music every Sunday on a really tight schedule, and the music that he wrote in that struggle, in that sort of the humanity of his life, and the St. Matthew Passion, I think, is one of the pinnacle achievements of his output. So that is the answer for today.
Good answer. Thank you again. All right. So we do have results of our... I already did. Thank you. You guys are so awesome helping me. Tudley, we'd like to know the results of your vote.
Yes, President Sharon. I can share with you who will not be the next Rotary president. 7 people, Steve Blair, Stephanie Cosenza, C.J. Hirschfield, Kimberly Miller, David Stein, Ruth Straup, and Pat Williams. Those are the 7 that you elected for the nominating committee. And I think only one person is not here, that group. Could we meet for 5 minutes up front after the meeting? I want to talk about time so we can get together. Thank you so much for voting. There were some people that really tried to throw all their votes on one, but sorry, Shannon. It's a day after. Are you going to hand in your vote?
They're all winners. They're all winners.
Thank you.
Can't lose. Thank you. All right, so with that, I'd like to thank, am I missing anything? You guys are so helpful. I want to thank everybody for their time. I want to thank you, amazing friends, for being here. The new members are going to be in the back of the room. Please, everybody, say hello to our newest Rotary members, and thank you, sponsors, for being amazing sponsors and guests. So they'll be at the back of the room, get a picture with this famous conductor, and speaker. I already did that. I said a gift for polio, 3rd time, man. Okay, and a quick thing. What else? Pam Clausen rings the bell. I'm going to get you next week, Peter, for your bell ringer. Mary Jiang cannot make it to the Berkeley rep for the Matchbox Magic Flute, which is about Mozart. Right, Mary? What? It's fabulous, and she has 2 tickets, and she can't make it, and they have a face value of $32. Anybody want to go to the Berkeley Rep on Sunday evening, this Sunday evening? Going, donation to the Rotary Foundation, to the Oakland Rotary Endowment. Ralph? $100. Anybody want to bid more than that for these lovely tickets? Thank you, Ralph. Tickets to Berkeley Rep, and thank you, Mary, for donating them. Okay, I think we're done. Oh, Ruth Stroop for next meeting.
All right, so as you all probably recall, we're going to see you tomorrow at the holiday party.
Halloween party.
It's a holiday. We're in the Bay Area. The Halloween party, and we will be dark next week, which will give you extra time to invite your friends to our meeting on November 7th. Today, we heard about Rotary's work to end polio. Next week, we'll hear from Dr. Richard Godfrey, next meeting, the 7th of November, good Lord. We'll hear from Dr. Richard Godfrey, who is a leader in Rotary International's work to end cervical cancer. Dr. Richard is a member of the Niles Club, so we'll also have a fun opportunity to exchange flags. As a surgeon and oncologist, Dr. Richard gives generously of both his time and professional talent. He truly exemplifies Rotary's people of action. As a reminder, November is the month when we conduct our annual fundraising campaign for the Rotary Foundation, affectionately known as TRF, for the new members and guests today. I can't think of a better kickoff for the campaign than learning about Rotary's impact in the world. Please encourage your friends to join us for this inspiring Rotary story.
Thank you, Ruth. And so we are now compelled to go out into the world and make some magic to help the community. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.